What's up, everyone? Good morning, and my name is Miko, and welcome back to my channel. So, for today's video, what we are going to teach you, or what I'm going to teach you personally, is going to be the fundamentals for JavaScript, how you can basically use it so that you can create your awesome and stunning website. All right. So, basically, this in this particular video, I'm not going to be using an IDE or an integrated development environment. I'm just going to be using the Google itself, which is going to be the search engine powered by JavaScript. So, it means to say that there is a hidden snippet inside the Google that you can just simply run your code, your test codes, and do it as a test environment. So, yep. So no worries, you're not going to hurt anyone by doing this, and by doing this specific thing is that you're going to be familiarized with JavaScript and how you can basically use some other functionalities for JavaScript and how you can, correlate that into creating your stunning website. And before we start, when we say JavaScript, it is oftenly abbreviated as JS. And it's a programming language aligned to the core web technologies. And what are those core web technologies? When you say core web technologies, these are the specific requirements in order for you to build a stunning website. Like, say for instance, you need to have a structure of a website. So you need to have, an HTML. And if you wanted to have the design of the website, aside from the structure, you need to have a CSS. And other than that, there is JavaScript, which is going to be the one to focus on, creating the behavior of the given website. So that's how you do, JavaScript, or how you define JavaScript. It's the behavior of the given website. All right. So without any other further ado, let's get started. So I need you to open up your Google Chrome and then just simply hit on inspect elements. All right. And then once you do the inspect elements, you can just simply go towards the sources. And inside the sources, by default, you will not have, or you will not see here index.js. So I'm just gonna be removing this one out so that it wouldn't be confused. It wouldn't confuse you in the long run. So let me just simply do add new snippet, and this is going to be the default. All right, so you won't see anything unless you click new snippet, and it will prompt you with this specific file, and then you can rename it wherever you want. So I'm just going to be renaming it index.js. All right, so that's how you get to see the hidden environment or IDE inside Google. All right, so yeah, the first thing that you need to do is to say hello world towards JavaScript, and in order for you to do that, there are two things that you can consider. All right, you can run it via console, or you can run it inside this specific web page or landing page of Google. And let's start. So if I wanted to run it in a console log, you can just simply type here console log, and then say that it's going to be hello world. And then if I control enter in here, okay, press control enter, you can say hello world. All right. Actually, you can do that, and you can also do right click inside index.js, which is your main file, then just simply click on run. So you can just simply do that, and you can also do control plus enter. Either of the two, that would simply give you the output of what you did inside this. All right, or inside your IDE in Google. So yeah, the next thing is going to be the printing of this into this, the homepage. So how you will do that? You just need to replace the console.log into document.write, and then once you click on run, then you can see Hello World running into your homepage for Google. So that's how you do Hello World into JavaScript. So the next thing that you need to do or understand is how we can basically correlate with some of the functionalities for this one. Like, for instance, the prompt, the alert, and then the if and else statement, the for loops, and so on and so forth, the array. So actually, I do have, a quick joke for array. So actually, I've heard this with Angela Yu. I am really fascinated with that teacher, and she's really good when it comes to teaching a lot of different things in Udemy. So you can learn from her, but this is the joke that I learned from her. And why developers leave their current job? Because they didn't get a raise. I'm just kidding, guys. So let's just make things light. All right. So again, we're going to introduce you to some of the functionalities for JavaScript. In order for us to do that, let's just simply focus first on the the assignment operators. because there are a lot of operators. We have assignment operators, we have you know logical operators, we also have arithmetic operators, and so on and so forth. So yep, let's start first with the the operators for declaring a value. For example, var name is equals to Gerald. So I'm assigning the value of Gerald into the name, and the name before that, all right, before the name is the equal sign. This is actually an assign to sign, all right, inside JavaScript, and you're assigning the value towards this. That if I do the console log stating about the name, then if I control enter, I can see here Gerald. Why? Because I called the name inside the console.log, which has the value of Gerald. So that's the reason why. And you can actually do int, you can actually do string, and so on and so forth inside your declaration. So you just need to carefully pick whatever you want to declare a specific key or a specific value towards your JavaScript. All right. So the next thing that you need to do is to do some prompt and alert. So what is the difference between the two, the prompt and then the alert? So what are those things? Okay. So the prompt, as you can see, is just like this, right? So for example, hi there, right? If I press on Control Enter, then the prompt is as simple as calling an alert, but the only difference is it asks you with a certain value in exchange. All right. So if you are prompted with this kind of alert, for example, you just simply say example or type in example, and you will notice in your console log that there is no value in here. But if you click on OK, then you can see example inside the value of your console log, meaning to say that it actually analyzes your behavior into putting the specific value inside the hi there, which is the prompt. All right. So again, when you say JavaScript, this focuses on the behavior, right, of your website. So what if I wanted to do an alert, just an alert? I don't want it to, ask for some inputs towards my user who are currently browsing my website. Well, just simply replace the alert or replace the prompt with an alert. And then control enter, and then you can see that you are not going to, you know, type anything in here. Just says that hi there, and then that's it. So yep, that's the difference between the two. But right now, let's incorporate what we've learned a while ago. We've learned about declaration, and how can we assign a specific value towards a certain declaration that we have, and then what if we can get the value of what we put here, and we can just simply do a separate alert pertaining to the given value of what you just simply put on your prompt. So in order for us to do that, just simply put here variable name. We're going to be declaring what we have or what we're going to put into the prompt in here as name. All right. So just replace the alert with prompt, and then say what's right, what's your name? And then inside the console, or inside this one, we can do a console or an alert pertaining to great, your name is, and then do plus sign, and then just simply add the name in here. So let's do this. All right. So let's run. So what's your name? For instance, my name is gonna be Gerald. And if I click on OK, great, your name is Gerald. So that's how you do and correlate the prompt into the alert using JavaScript. So yep. Now let's now focus on the arithmetic operators. Okay. So what are the arithmetic operators? Arithmetic is mathematics. So the arithmetic operators in here is like this. You can do add by using the plus sign. You can do minus by using the minus sign. You can also do the division by using the forward slash. And you can also do, modulus, like if you wanted to get the remainder of the two values. Also, you can, do an asterisk if you wanted to multiply things. So you just comment this out. And I'm just going to be doing an equal sign on each of those so that you can predefine how you can basically use those signs inside your JavaScript. So for the plus sign, again, this is going to be for the addition, and for the equal sign or for the minus sign, this is going to be for the subtraction, and for the forward slash, this is going to be for the division, and for the modulus, this is going to be for the remainder of the value. All right, and then for the asterisk is going to be for the multiplication. All right, so that's how you do the arithmetic operators. And now, how you can incorporate this to your JavaScript? Simple. You just need to, declare first every variable that you have. Like for instance, for the var num1 is equals to 5, and then var num2, for instance, is going to be equals to 10. And then what if I wanted to know the addition or the sum of the two values? So you just need to put here answer. Like afterwards doing that, you just need to put num1 plus num2. Okay, and then do the console.log, and then simply put here answer, and let's just try to do that. So again, 5 plus 10 is equals to 15. So we have here the addition for that one. But what if I wanted to do the subtraction? So just replace the add sign or the plus sign with the minus sign, and then just simply run it, and then you can see the output into the console log. Now, what if I wanted to, do the division? You just need to do the forward slash and replace the minus sign a while ago, and then just simply control enter, and then you can see the answer for the division of 5 divided by 10. And then the second or the last part, actually we're not on the last part, but the second to the last part is going to be the modulus sign, which if we do, we can see if there is a remainder for this one. So the remainder is 5, or the remainder is 5. But what if you were dividing two even numbers, right? So if we're dividing two even numbers, the default answer is going to be 0, right? So say for instance, I wanted to do 2 divided by 6. So these are both even numbers, and I wanted to get their remainder. So it's going to be 2. Why 2? Because the remainder for this one is 2. So 2 times 2 is gonna be 4. But actually, 2 times 3 is gonna be 6. So I don't know. I don't know the reason why it has you know number 2 inside here. But yeah. So basically, if for instance we go to over 2 and then just click on Control Enter, it's gonna be 0. So yeah. So basically, the number that will not show you a remainder will be the perfect one for the percentage sign. But if you wanted to know the remainder, well, you can just simply use the percentage sign as a modulus to get the remainder of the given two values being, compared. Other than that, since we know how to use this, we can actually do the asterisk, which is the multiplication table. So it will give us 4 for this one, right? So that's how you do the arithmetic operations inside your JavaScript. Now, how can we basically know the controlled statement, like if and else statement? So for the if and else statement, like for instance, again, let's declare variable number is equals to 1. So if statement, if num is equals to 1, right? If it's gonna be if it equals to this number, right? So let's say if it's equals to this number, then let's do a console.log, and then this is equal. Then do the else, and then let's say if this is gonna still be equal, not equal. So let's just run this, and you can see this is equal. Why? Because there is 1 and there is 1. But what if I do 2 in here and then control enter? So this is still equal. Why? I don't know why. But again, we just forget that, by using an if else statement, you also need to have a logical operators. Or when we say logical operators, these are the operators that, will predefine or pre-compare if the two values are if the same or if not. So this is actually perfect in doing Boolean statement. So if you wanted to know true, if you wanted to know false, so yeah, you can do that. So double equal sign and then control enter, and then this says not equal because number 2 is not equal to the value of 1 because these are two different numbers, which is different from each other. So if we, for an example, again change this to number one, then the answer should be this is equal. Um, no script with given ID found. Let's just try it again. This is equal. So yeah, this is equal. So yep. Okay. So that's how you do an if and else statement. Now, how you can basically do the while or the for loop inside this one. So you can do the while loop by doing this while. Like for instance, I wanted to know if, well, actually let me define first the variable. Variable num1 is equals to, one. And then let's just say that num1 is not going to be equals to 10. And let's just do a console log, and then say that num1, and then it's gonna be num1 plus plus. So yep. If I control or run this, I can say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It automatically counts from the given value of number one, and you can see here no number 10 because again the value should not be greater than number 10. So it ends the statement by the number of nine because it shouldn't be greater or equals to the number of 10. So that's the key in understanding this specific while loop. Now, how we can basically do the for loop, we don't need to declare it outside. If we're going to do for loop, you can declare this given value of, or the assigned value of this given variable inside the for loop statement. So if we do for loop in here and say variable and then say name or num equals to zero, and then the number or the num should not be greater than 10, and then do again this semicolon, and then like num plus plus, you can also do that in here. So console.log, and then you can just simply do num in here, and then just simply run this, and it will be the same. All right. So that's how you do it. All right. So well, let me just simply add here something like this is, so that you can see this is, so control. So yeah, you can see here this is zero, this is one, this is two, this is three, and this is nine. So that's how you do for loop inside this one. And right now let's try to do an array. So for instance, let's do const main is equals to world, and equals to Miko, and equals to Abby. So let's try to do that. What if I wanted to, fetch this? So I wanted to fetch an array in console.log, and then say for instance I wanted to, fetch this. Can I do that? If we run this, then you can just simply say large free. But what if you just really wanted to, get Miko? All right. So if you wanted to do that, you can just simply add here just like this one, open bracket, open and closing bracket, and just simply indicate here the position of the given value that you wanted to fetch, all right, specifically inside the console.log. So again, I said Miko, and the starting of counting in the array is this: 0, 1, 2. So the number for Miko is going to be 1. So if I put here 1 inside open and close bracket, within name, then we can control answer and say that it's gonna be Miko. Okay, it's the same with Gerald, and Gerald is zero. So if I control enter, then I can say Gerald here. So that's how you do an array inside this, right? So how we can basically do function, all right? So right now let's do function. So let's do function. Okay, function. So this is how you do function. Like for instance, I wanted to, do this function name, all right, and do console log. Okay, so if you put function inside your JavaScript, you've noticed that, for instance, you are not going to have a specific console in here if you didn't call for this specific function. So in order for us to do that, let's use this as an example. So console.log, this is test. So if I control enter, I can see here that nothing happens. Okay, so nothing happens in here. All right. So, well, function name. Actually, function names. So let's try to do that again. Undefined. All right. But what if I put here names and then do this, and then control enter, and then I can see here this is test. Meaning to say that I can only call the value inside this function if I click this in reality in an HTML website, right, or structure. So how can I do that in the console as well? Just need to do it like this, like names, and then do this, and then click on enter, then you can see this is test. Okay, so that's how you do this one, right? So that's how you do function. Now, right now, let's try to create something like, for instance, what if I wanted to pass my name inside this one? So if I wanted to pass my name, say for instance by default, I already called names or I already clicked the name, so I will be having a prompt, right? A prompt, prompt, right? Pertaining that can I for your age. Then the response for this one is going to be variable, like for instance, num. Um, you can do here, after doing that, you can say alert, and then, well, varnum, and then, uh, yeah, let's just do this, and then we can do we can do an alert statement pertaining to the given age. Okay, your age. Actually, let's put an if and else statement here. So if age or num is greater than 10, um 18, then let's have an alert in here that pertains to you can already vote. Your age is greater, or age plus num plus is greater than 18. This is going to be a checker if we can already vote or not. Else, or can't vote yet. That's how we do it. Let's now try it. So again, I have here the automatic prompt because I already called these names in here. But what if I didn't call this and control enter? Then I will not see anything. But if by doing the names in here, you can show the prompt. So like for instance, then the age is gonna be 19. You can already vote. Your old age is 19. Is age 19 is greater than 18. All right. Okay. So what if I wanted to do again? Like for instance, 17. You can't vote yet. Alrighty. So that's how you do functions inside this one, and how you can basically pass the function of a function. So you just need to Google that because I'm here to just show you the fundamentals of everything. So thank you so much for listening, guys, and you have a nice day. I hope you've learned something from the fundamentals of JavaScript. Bye for now.